But what an amazing guest we have in the house today. He is one of the most dominant college wrestlers of all time. It's crazy to see how young they're starting kids now,
wrestling. I started when I was 5. It's the best thing for you as a kid because it kind of teaches you how to deal with adversity. In life, you're going to face a lot of adversity, and wrestling teaches you at a young age kind of how to start to cope with it, how to deal with it, and realize that, hey, even though I'm going out here and wrestling, I'm having fun, and losing, the world's not over.
He was a 3-time Division I All-American, a U23 World Champion, a Hodge Trophy winner, and he is fresh off of a national championship. Fire and burn your win against Gable Steveson.
What makes that match so special to me is obviously it was super awesome that the president was there. That's my commander-in-chief. It was the NCAA finals. It was against Gable, who hasn't lost in 5-6 years or anything, hasn't been taken down. And, a lot of people were surprised by that, but me and my team weren't. Obviously, beating great wrestlers is important. It stands for something. But beating a competitor like that, who's an Olympic gold medalist, multiple-time national champion, that says something else. I had the heart of a champion. I got in that match, and I took him to deep waters, and that last 30 seconds, I got that shot and took him down. So getting the goosebumps just kind of talking about it.
And not to mention, he just qualified for his first world team.
Now you have me
Burn
intrigued.
or chill, the thought of ever taking a UFC fight.
Yeah, burn.
Burn it?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
You transition
And here's
MMA?
why.
You would transition?
Here's why. So
What's the biggest burn moment you've gone through?
this is gonna be unique and maybe catch you off guard, but
Let's say what's up to Wyatt Hendrickson.
hey, thank you guys
like
for
that
having
intro?
me. I know, that's pretty sweet. I've been in Vegas so many times for wrestling, but I've never had time to actually chill with you guys. So now it's time to burn or chill.
Burn it
I
and chill it.
Okay. I like that little slogan right there.
I came up with that on the fly.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
You nervous at all?
I mean, now that you say it, no, I'm just kidding. No, this is fun. This is fun. Yeah, Vegas is hot though, dude.
Too
I mean,
hot.
I live in Oklahoma, and it's not, this hot. I thought it was hot. It was 100, but then I come here, I hop out of the car, and I'm just like, boom, it's 107. This sucks.
No,
Why are you guys
dude,
here?
That's cold.
You guys need to move to
107 is
Colorado
cold.
or something. Oh, of course.
115 now.
This is ridiculous, man.
It is.
I'm not cut out for this. I'm not as tough as you guys.
I know. It
That's
took
probably
us
why
about
it's
a
going
year
home.
almost.
I'm here for a day, and I'm leaving. That's
Yeah,
it.
no, I mean, that's the way to do it. I mean, the hot just pierces you here. It's insane.
AC. Every time you get in the car, you have to. You have
goodness.
to. It's
Gosh, I
impossible.
know.
But the humidity in Oklahoma, that's a little different.
That's the game changer.
That's the
That's the
difference.
game changer. We're just talking about it. In Oklahoma, there's so many bugs. It's humid, but here, no mosquitoes biting you or anything. My wife, she actually moved from Colorado and Denver, and we just found out that she's allergic to mosquito bites and stuff. Yeah, dude. When she gets bit, it swells up and everything. So she's been loving the bug spray. She's with me now. Yeah, she's with me now. She's staying in Oklahoma. So God bless her soul. Getting bitten by mosquitoes and
Oh
fleas.
my
You do not have to worry
gosh.
about that out here.
That-
Worst you're
that-
gonna
that
get
is
is
good.
maybe a scorpion, maybe a snake.
They're just tarantulas and
Yeah,
poisonous
they're just
animals.
snakes. I mean,
it's
not big.
fine.
You don't
It's
see it.
fine.
You go to Oklahoma or Texas or even Miami, it's get off of me.
Yeah. So that is a difference, and I guess with the heat, it is dry though, so that makes up for it.
Yeah, it does.
A little bit.
A little teeny bit, tiny bit. But let's get in this episode of Burn or Chill. This first question it hits home for honestly both of us because it was home for you for a little bit and it was home for us. Colorado Springs, you got the Air Force Academy right there.
Uh-huh.
You were in the Air Force and
Still am.
still am.
Yep.
So would you burn or chill the opportunity to take a flight in a Thunderbird jet?
Burn. Are you kidding me?
Really? Oh,
Dude, flying in a plane, that's like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
That's so scary though.
It is, but for me, it was difficult. I actually had a couple opportunities to be in a jet, but the problem is the weight. I'm so heavy. And it was a F-15 Strike Eagle. And because of the back seat, and I wasn't like a CISO. So a CISO is like the operator in the back seat. The pilot's in the front, CISO's in the back. And because of I was a little bit overweight, it wasn't possible for them to give me a waiver on a pretty much like a flight with them. So it kind of sucked because I'm heavy. but I mean, dude, every single person who's had an incentive flight or a flight on a jet, it's the best thing ever. Now their face when they get out of the cockpit is like they definitely threw up, but they're like, it was like in shock, like that was awesome, you know. But it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, dude.
Oh, see.
Did you turn it down or something?
No. I've never been offered the
man.
opportunity.
But if you were offered,
If you were,
I mean, once in a lifetime experience, you have to.
dude, it's
and
awesome.
to go in like a Thunderbird jet, like it's home for both of us. Like
Yeah.
there's something about it. I mean, I watched Top Gun and stuff. And that's a little different.
Even though that was Navy.
Even though
but
that was
yes,
Navy.
but yeah, but dude,
same thing.
that
Same
movie,
thing.
it still feels like I love it. I still wear my Maverick shirt. I have a Maverick hat. I got Top Gun. People are like, "Oh, it's Navy." I'm like, "Dude, come on! It's all about flying planes. Come
Yeah,
on,
right.
Let us have a little bit of fun with this
exactly,
too."
right?
Yeah.
But I mean, the problem with like fighter jets is I don't think I could do the G's and all like the
Oh, yeah.
rotation and
Yeah.
like that.
Squeeze the legs
squeeze.
and they do the like breathing.
Yeah, you have to,
Oh
like-
my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh gosh, I don't.
yeah. Good luck. But
Literally.
No,
Jeez.
there's something so satisfying, like the graduation day. Obviously,
Yeah.
they do the
Graduation day is the
Thunderbirds
most
all around the
amazing
mountains.
thing
And I,
ever.
I remember like being in elementary school and they like let you out to go outside
Doing
and
what?
watch them, and they're painting the sky. It's planes are
And all the cadets
unbelievable.
stuff,
Like to
their
think
hats
about
in the
it.
air. It's
yeah,
amazing.
like you think about it, like what it actually is. It's just a big piece of metal that's like roaming around up above us.
It's
Like
insane.
it's kind of crazy when you think about it. But
Uh-huh.
I imagine if just like those tribes that have never like seen
Oh.
human life,
Uh-huh.
and they see a plane fly above them, they're like, "What is that?"
Whoa.
Like that's an alien. Like I'm dead.
Uh-huh.
We know what it is, but I thought about that. Like I think too much. Next question.
Yeah, next question. Hey,
Perfect
this
transition.
this can get off topic.
Perfect transition to the next question. Obviously, you're burning around a jet. I'm doing it. Priest, you're doing it. I'm making you. If it ever happens, we're
strapping
making you
him
do
in.
it. We're all
we're
three
strapping
burning
it. I
it.
can't do it.
It's time to go to question number 2. Back to more your realm, wrestling
okay.
worlds. So you got to burn one and you got to chill one. Burn or chill the difficulty of winning a national championship versus the difficulty of making a world team.
Ooh, wow.
You've done both.
That's tough. That's tough. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to burn making a world team. It's harder to make a world team. And I'll tell you why here in a second. So I'm chilling the NCAA, but here's why. So for example, at the NCAA, it's only people that are in college. It's only the other college athletes. Now, sometimes there's some really good college athletes. Obviously, I wrestled Olympic gold medalists this year. But Worlds is all the current college people, but then all the past NCAA champions, all the past current college, because there's no age restriction on that. So the brackets are a lot more prestigious because at the NCAA tournament, sometimes we have a couple national champions, but at like the world team trials, like I think in some of the brackets, there was a combined like 15 or 16 national champions competing for a world team spot at a lower weight. So did I do the burn chill correctly?
Yeah.
So like there's just a lot more concentrated field for the world championships because like I said, it's open to a lot more. Like I'd wrestle a lot more older people this year and in the past. So they're like, if I was in college, I couldn't face them. So the field is a lot more concentrated with great wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, and then you see like a high schooler, like that 16-year-old. I forget his name, but he's
There's a
wrestling a
couple,
four-time
so-
national champion. It's crazy.
So yeah, there's a couple guys. There's actually Jax Forrest. He's actually coming. He's a Oklahoma State commit. I think he's 17, going against the previous
17?
world champion. Dude, he is a dog. He is
Jack
ridiculous.
Forrest?
Yes, Jackson Forrest, dude. He is ridiculously good. His
Name
his
sounds so
mindset
familiar.
is insane. To him, he's already won it, which rightfully so. He's been he's taken out like national champion. He's 17 years old. He's not even in
Unbelievable.
college
Crap.
yet. Dude, it is insane.
It's
But
crazy
I'm
to
glad
see.
he's on my team.
Right?
It's crazy to see how like young they're starting kids now. You know, in
Yeah,
wrestling
I
and how.
started when I was 5.
Yeah, look
Five?
at that.
Wow.
5 years old, you're starting in combat sports in general, and
Yeah.
how good they are getting so quick. It's actually
good though.
unbelievable.
It's the best thing for you as a kid because it kind of teaches you how to deal with adversity, and that's why I
Absolutely.
love wrestling so much.
Absolutely.
In life, you're going to face a lot of adversity, and wrestling teaches you at a young age kind of how to start to cope with it, how to deal with it, and realize that hey, even though I'm going out here and wrestling, I'm having fun and losing, the world's not over. Tomorrow's a new day, and after having that cycle a couple times because everyone loses at one point, and you kind of just understand that hey, I might have some failures, but that's okay. At the end of the day, it's going to be all right because obviously after wrestling for 19 years now, I'm going to continue to wrestle, but I might be done here soon. And on the world side, I might have a couple failures, but I've already gone through it. I've wrestled. Hey, I might fall short sometimes, but hey, tomorrow's a new day. The world's not going to end.
Absolutely. Adversity is a privilege too.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And I feel like getting your kids into like wrestling or even like doing the combat sports in general teaches you so much discipline, which is absolutely amazing.
Cutting weight at a young age is not the most fun. And I didn't cut that much weight. I loved my double cheeseburgers from Brahms, but it teaches you something.
It does.
You're like I said, you're facing adversity far before other people ever do in wrestling. So
and it kind of sucks so to some degree because there's people out there that don't respect it, which is
you can't knock it till you try. I've had so many people and football players in middle school like, dude, wrestling. Blah, blah, blah.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, you know what, man? You're more than welcome to come wrestle with me.
Come wrestle.
And I do. And after that, they're like, oh, my. They're huffing and puffing. Like,
Get through one
I'm
practice.
like, yeah, that's what I thought, buddy. Sit down. And then they're like, but then they earn that respect for it. But the best thing is the football players who have wrestled. Because when other buddies are making from like, hey, don't mess with them, man. Like, trust me, wrestling's nothing to joke about. So it's pretty sweet.
No, that's awesome. That's cool. But let's get into question number 3. This one, I'm kind of curious to hear your opinion because you are in the realm of combat sports. So
now you have me
burn
intrigued.
or chill the thought of ever taking a UFC fight if the opportunity comes.
Yeah, burn.
Burn it?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. And here's
You
why.
transition?
Here's why. So in the heavyweight division, there's a lot of great fighters, obviously. With my background of grappling and I think just my speed, a lot of people mention like, hey, like, wouldn't it be nice to just go punch those guys in the face? And I'm like, yeah. But then they look back like, well, what if you had to take a punch from them in the face? And I'm like, well, if they get me, you know. You guys saw Bo Nickel. Yeah. Obviously, he's had a lot of success. We all have some shortfalls. We take some losses, but he is so fast. I don't think he's really taken any big hits to his face just because our movement as elite wrestlers is pretty good. It's pretty good. So I think in the heavyweight division, just based off of, being smart and a little bit technical and playing to my strengths, I think I'd see some success. Now, obviously, I can't just do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I think with a little bit of cross training, which you might see in the future, I think it'd be pretty sweet to transition to some MMA. I've been obviously continually wrestling, but maybe I'm doing some jiu-jitsu on the side, doing some sparring here and there. So I don't know. I might dabble. Absolutely burn.
No,
absolutely
that's awesome.
burn.
That's cool to see.
And coming from the, like not freestyling that much, I feel like you see people like Henry Cejudo, for instance.
Yeah.
Like terrific wrestler, but coming from that folk style, it's a little bit more different. You kind of have that like top game already. They let you work, in wrestling. So that transition for Bo Nickel, I think, has been pretty smooth. Obviously, like you said, you're going to have hiccups like here and there, but I think
just
coming from folk style, it's why not? Why not do
I was
it?
a pretty good wrestler on top, and now in freestyle I can't do that. But back in MMA and stuff, now I can. Again. So there's definitely a learning curve, though. There's a lot of habits you have to break from being a folk style wrestler. That's going to be the biggest thing because I have so much muscle memory built around wrestling, where that's what's going to be the most difficult is breaking that muscle memory habit to adapt to more MMA style stuff. So.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is kind of almost right there to some degree.
It's very similar. It's slight differences, but in this big of a game and at this high of a level, it's inches and ounces. So I cannot leave any room for their opportunity. Or these guys, and we're talking about the best fighters in the world, they're going to capitalize on that. So
yeah,
absolutely.
That's why they're world champions.
Exactly.
No coincidence.
But that's an easy burn for you.
Yeah,
though.
easy
burn.
I love it. I don't mind taking a couple hits.
Debut coming soon.
See, okay. The problem with like fighting with me is I'm too afraid to get hit. But if you don't get hit first,
you got to.
Yeah, but at the same time, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson, that was pretty spot on. But no, it's definitely your attitude because you see like. We were watching like Street Fighters or something last night. Street beefs, yeah. Street beefs. And those guys, that they're not fighters because they're afraid to take a hit. They're like dodging. I'm like, dude, like if I punch and they dodge, I'm like, dude, this guy's smoked. This guy's done. So this guy's burned. But I mean, you can just kind of tell versus you watch a UFC fight or a higher level MMA or the PFA. There's or LFA, excuse me. There's a lot more like they're fighters. They're in it. They're not afraid to take a hit. They're not afraid to get in the fight. They're accepting that they're going to take themselves and their opponent into deep water. So
I mean, look at Diego.
Exactly.
Dude stands
That
right
guy-
there in the fire.
Man, he can. That's his problem. He's too tough. He
too
just
tough.
sits there and he's like, dude, punch me again. Like he doesn't care. I'm sitting there watching him at UFC at 314. I'm like, Diego, just dodge a little bit. I was like, I know you can take it. I know you're the toughest guy in this arena, but just don't let him hit you, you know? Yeah. But dude, he loves it too, though. He loves the dog fight.
He loves it.
He's a fighter.
That's
Like,
what
that's what it
he
is.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being like a martial artist and a fighter.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have that in you, I mean, you're not going to succeed.
Absolutely. And obviously he joined later in his career.
Yeah.
But that's why it's because he is truly a fighter. And so that's why I think that's awesome. That's why they let him. But even though he's a little bit later in his career, he's still a fighter. He's still got that dog in him, as you guys said.
You still got that dog. Soon to be champ. Coming soon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But it's time to go to question number 4. I think this is probably one of, actually, I don't want to speak for you, but probably one of the best moments of your life thus far.
How am I going to chill that then?
I mean, I don't think you can.
Best moment of my life? Yeah, no. I'm kidding.
Okay, fire or burn? There we go. You got to fire or burn it. Burn. Okay, no, we'll fire it and burn your win against Gable Steveson.
Oh, that was... So, obviously, I want to probably a good burn. But what makes that match so special to me is obviously it was super awesome that the president was there. That's my commander-in-chief. You know, it was the NCAA finals. It was against Gable, who hasn't lost in, I think 5-6 years or anything. Hasn't been taken down and, but a lot of people were surprised by that, but me and my team weren't. That's something that we had been working towards, which wasn't beating Gable. It was just being a national champion. We had been working on that since I stepped into the room at Oklahoma State. So even though Gable joined later in the field, so I don't know if you guys know this, but Gable actually originally wasn't in college when we started off. But then halfway through the season, he said, hey, I'm coming back. And I said, great. I never had a meeting with the coaches. The goal never changed. And so a lot of people, I did go up to coach. And I'm like, dude, like, this is awesome. Like now I really get to show who I am because obviously beating great wrestlers is important and that, it stands for something. But beating a competitor like that, who's an Olympic gold medalist, multiple time national champion, that says something else. So I honestly loved when he came back because I was like, that's going to make that win that much more special. And I mean, I had the heart of a champion. I got in that match and I took him to deep waters, and that last 30 seconds I got that shot and took him down. So getting the goosebumps just kind of talking about it.
I'll have to
But
show you a video of us going crazy actually. And it's crazy because we didn't even know you at the time. Yeah. But we were going nuts.
I love this guy. Let's get him on Burner Chill.
Exactly.
No, that's exactly what
Here we
happened. Here we are. But there was something, like you said, so special about that match because a lot of people did count you out, but you were never counted out.
And that's what I love the most is all my buddies, because I mean they had faith and they kind of knew that they knew I wanted it. And all the people that were like making those comments that are just mean, disrespectful, it was so funny because all they went back was like after the match they're like, "You still feel that way, buddy? How's it feel now?" And it was that I thought that was hilarious.
Hate is gonna hate.
Yeah, and that's part of it. That's one thing I've learned is there's still gonna be people that disagree with it. They're gonna, oh, you got lucky, you're blah blah. That's okay. That's part of it. Jealousy sometimes overcomes people, but I'm proud of myself. I know what I did mattered, and that's all that matters.
No, congratulations again.
No,
That was
thank you,
something
boys.
special. That was so special. And my favorite moment was obviously you winning and stuff, but you walking out in that Jesus shirt was. There's just like almost like an aura that you feel like in the presence of him, and like as soon as you walked out, I was like, I kind of felt the same way. It was like in due time, and
it's God, country, and wrestling, and like that whole experience was just so iconic for so many different reasons. Not only because I was repping that Jesus shirt with the American flag, I had the American flag draped over my shoulders. The president of the United States was there, dude. Everything in itself. That's a moment I will never forget, and I hope a lot of people remember that moment because that was pretty awesome. What more do you want from something like that? Like one of the biggest upsets, arguably in the NCAA, and it was just. I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed to have, had the strength and wisdom to go out there and wrestle a strong and tough match, and it's blessed me with a lot of opportunities. So glad you guys have me here today, and let's keep going with it.
I know. Thank goodness we got one more question left. This is our final question. It is our burr moment question. Burr moment's a super hard time in life where you had to fight and overcome that's gotten you to where you are at today. What's the biggest burr moment you've gone through? So
this is gonna be unique and maybe catch you off guard, but I was never a big strong person. I was actually pretty soft spoken. I had a really kind heart. Even beginning wrestling, it was hard for me because I didn't want to hurt people. I didn't like them. I'd be working hard and I'd have a bad grimace on their face. I'm like, Mom, and Dad, I don't like this. I don't want to hurt people. And so I think I got maybe pushed around a little bit more than I would have wished. And that's honestly what started off my wrestling journey, why I started caring so much, because I was kind of getting bullied, pushed around, and being messed with, and I never knew how to stand up for myself. And that finally came a time when I was done. I've gotten punked one too many times walking out of the football locker room, and that kind of set me on a bad trajectory. I didn't like football because I'm like, oh, football players are mean, disrespectful, because I showed up with nothing but love and kindness every day, but got treated like I was the worst man on earth. So that feeling wasn't good, and I was like, I got to get good at this wrestling stuff so I can defend myself. And as soon as I started working hard at wrestling, got in the weight room a little bit, and as soon as I got beefed up, well, now suddenly no one wants to mess with me anymore. I think a lot of people can resonate with that because it does hurt. As much as we want to be all tough, like, oh, we're men, we're tough, we're big and strong. Getting bullied when you're in middle school and elementary school, it's not really cool. So a touching moment that my mom kind of has talked to me about is my mom loves standing up for, I'm not going to say the littler people, but people that might get not noticed so much. And one of my mom's birthday parties in high school, she invited all the people that no one wanted to sit with at lunch, or the people that got made fun of, or the people, because she's like, hey, these people deserve love too. We're all human. Yeah. These people should not be disrespected for any reason. And so my mom was like on the cheer squad, and all of her cheer friends were like, oh, well, if they go, I'm not going. And that just, I sat with my mom and cried a little bit and it breaks her heart still to this day that people are that disrespectful to sometimes, how disrespectful people are to other people sometimes. So I think that obviously resonated with me, and I never looked, and I was obviously, I'm not going to say I was a bully, but I might have done that sometimes too before my mom told me that story. But then I really realized the deeper meaning behind it. And like, hey, like we're all human. Like God loves everyone. God's not going to judge us. Yeah. Only He can judge us because we're not perfect. Absolutely. And I found myself just in a situation where I wanted to turn that corner and just show how we have a loving God and just how loving He is and how loving He's been to me. So there was a long response to that question, but I think at the end of the day, we're all human. God loves all of us. We should all love each other. There's no reason why we should be disrespecting or being mean to anybody for any reason. So
absolutely,
God forgave the worst people. God was friends with all the people that were the worst people. Yeah. Yep. He forgave the prostitutes. All those people. So if God can do that He was telling us something. He was showing us something by doing that. So I think whenever I think of myself like, oh, I should judge that person for the wrong stuff they've done, I'm like, hey, man. Like literally, what would Jesus do? So my little sister Gracie, she's hilarious because she always has her "What would Jesus do" shirt on it, and it's funny because whenever it's always the most hysterical moments or the perfect moments when I'm complaining about something, and she just happens to be wearing that shirt, and she's like, "Hey, man." Just sends me a shirt, and I'm like, I'm like, you're right. But, yeah.
I don't think there's anything else to say to that than to end it that way. But thank you so much for coming on the show, Wyatt. I know it was a long time coming, but super excited to have you in the house today. Let the audience know where they can find you: Instagram, TikTok, social media, everything.
Yeah. So I'm not a big social media person, but I'm learning how to do
Learning on the fly.
Yeah. I think the main thing I just use is Instagram. So it's just Wyatt.Hendrickson. That should pull me up. I do like posting stuff that provides value. I'm not the biggest person on posting every day or even every week, but if there's something that's on my heart, whether it's a scripture, it's a piece of motivation, or it's something that's going to bring a lot of value to someone's life, then you might want to tune in, because then you'll be getting just that little piece of wisdom. I'm not going to be on your feed 24/7 because I got a life to live. I don't live my life on social media. I encourage you to get off social media unless you're watching Burn or Chill or tuning in for a sweet post.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's it. I do think I have a TikTok and Twitter, but I don't use that stuff. So I'm not going to. That's a waste of time.
I feel like more social media apps are just continuing to form out of nowhere.
Dude, I found myself scrolling so many times, and I'm following this random person. I'm like, I did not follow this person. Like,
I question that sometimes. I'm like,
I don't think so. I don't know what I mean. Obviously, they update the terms and services. Let's be honest. Did we really read that? But no.
Scroll to the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think it's good to live in the moment. That's another thing.
Absolutely.
In this day and age, a lot of people find themselves on their phones. They're at dinner parties or on their phones. They're scrolling, and I even find myself victim of this. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. But I think as much as we can tune out and just try to live in the moment and limit as much as your phone as you can, I think that's really important, because I know a lot of people have lived that life of it's social media. They're on their phones 9-10 hours a day. And then before they know it, 5 years flew by and they're like, hey, like you've been
What
living your life
happened?
on social media, not in the moment. So put the phone down, do something fun, start a podcast with the bros. Live your life. Don't live it on social media.
I mean, perfect. You heard the man. Be sure to go check out. Yeah, mic drop. Be sure to go check out the man, Mr. Wyatt. Thank you again so much for coming on this show, and most importantly, thank you for your service.
Hey, thank you for your support.
We
Appreciate you,
appreciate
boys.
it, and thank you so much.
Absolutely. Peace.
Peace.